Supreme Court will soon hear cases related to marital rape, ordered to list all the petitions, demand raised to bring marital rape in the category of crime. ISRO successfully launched Chandrayaan-3 mission. India may become the fourth country to make a soft landing on the moon. Till now, only 3 countries have achieved this feat. India-UAE will trade in rupee dirham. LCSS will be developed under the agreement. UPI reaches UAE. Niti Aayog released multidimensional poverty index. 13.5 crore people uplifted from poverty. Uttar Pradesh showed significant improvement. And AIDS can be eradicated by the year 2030. UN estimates 70% of patients reduced viral load last year. Recently, the Supreme Court has asked to list and hear several petitions related to marital rape. Actually, several petitions related to marital rape have been filed in the Supreme Court. In these petitions, there has been a demand to abolish Exception 2 of Section 375 of IPC, that is Indian Penal Code. In other words, a plea has been made to criminalize marital rape. On the other hand, the High Courts of Karnataka and Delhi had given their verdict on marital rape in the past. The Karnataka High Court has said in one of its judgments that if a husband forcibly has sex with his wife, he can be accused of rape. The bench said in its judgment that just as a man is a man and an act is an act, similarly rape is rape even if it is committed by the husband with his wife. The court also referred to the Justice Verma Committee report in its judgment, which recommended the removal of the exception for marital rape. The committee also recommended that the defense of an offender against offences of rape or sexual assault should not be based on whether he is in a marital or other relationship. At the same time, in the year 2022, the Delhi High Court had given a split verdict on the same issue in a separate case. Justice Rajiv Shakdher, who headed the 2-judge bench, termed Exception 2 of Section 375 of the IPC as unconstitutional. Associate Judge Justice C. Harishankar dismissed the plea to criminalize marital rape. Justice Shankar reasoned that any change in the law should be made by the legislature. The issue requires consideration of various aspects, including social, cultural, and legal. Let us inform you that marital rape has been excluded from the category of crime in Exception 2 of Section 375 of the IPC. It states that sexual intercourse by a man with his own adult wife without her consent is not rape. It is noteworthy that marital rape was criminalized in Australia in 1981, Canada in 1983, and South Africa in 1993. Recently, the Supreme Court issued guidelines regarding the appointment of senior advocates. Now, matters related to the appointment of senior advocates will be dealt with by the Standing Committee, which has been named as Committee for Designation of Senior Advocates. There will be 5 members in this committee. The committee will be headed by the Chief Justice of India. Also, the list of members of the committee will include the 2 senior-most judges of the Supreme Court, the Attorney General of India, and 1 member from the bar. The member of the bar shall be nominated by the members other than the President. There will be meeting of the committee twice a year. It will have a permanent secretariat whose members will be decided by the Chief Justice of India in consultation with the other members of the committee. Let us tell you that a lawyer has to fulfill certain criteria before being included in the list of senior advocates. According to the new guidelines, at least 10 years standing as an advocate or 10 years combined standing as an advocate and as a district and sessions judge or as a judicial member of any tribunal in India whose qualification for eligibility for such appointment is not less than that prescribed for appointment as a district judge. According to the new guidelines, the practice of the candidate should be mainly before the Supreme Court. However, concession will be given to the applicants who have expertise in practice in matters connected therewith before any specialized tribunals. The minimum age for the candidate has been kept at 45 years. However, the minimum age limit is relaxable if the name is recommended by the Chief Justice of India or a judge of the Supreme Court. Recently, in the Defence Acquisition Council meeting, approval was given to buy 26 Rafale marine fighter jets from France. Also, the proposal for the purchase of 3 Scorpion submarines was also approved. Rafale aircraft will be purchased from Dassault Aviation of France. Talking about Rafale Marine, it is the naval version of the Rafale fighter aircraft. However, the Rafale Marine is quite different from the Rafale aircraft. The landing gear and airframe of the aircraft have also been made more powerful so that the Rafale Marines can easily land on the aircraft carrier. Also, a tail hook has been used in it for arrested landing. Significantly, the wings of the Rafale aircraft cannot be folded. At the same time, there is a facility of foldable wings in Rafale Marine. Advanced radars have been installed in this aircraft to find and kill submarines. Along with this, anti-ship missiles will also be installed in Rafale Marine. The anti-ship missile is capable of attacking air-to-ground targets. Missiles like Meteor Beyond Visual Range air-to-air missiles, Hammer air-to-surface smart weapon system, Scalp cruise missiles can be installed in this aircraft. It should be noted that the Defence Acquisition Council was formed in the year 2001 after the 1999 Kargil War. The Defence Acquisition Council is the apex body for taking decisions on new policies and capital acquisitions for all the 3 services, that is Army, Navy and Air Force, as well as Indian Coast Guard. The Defence Minister of the country is the chairman of this council. The members of this council are the Chief of the Defence Staff and the Chiefs of the 3 services. Recently, ISRO, that is Indian Space Research Organisation, successfully launched Chandrayaan-3 mission. According to the report, it includes a lander and a rover. Several types of instruments have also been installed in the rover payload. Alpha particle X-ray spectrometer and laser-induced breakdown spectroscope have been used to obtain the elemental composition around the landing site. Its objective is to make a safe and soft landing on the lunar surface. Also, with the help of the rover, the information has to be collected about the lunar surface. With the help of this mission, Indian scientists will get the information about the temperature of the polar surface of the moon. Let us tell you that with the help of the mission, photographs of the Earth will also be obtained from the lunar orbit. In addition, data on the polarization of light reflected by Earth on the lunar surface will be collected. Also, the density of ions and electrons near the surface will be checked. This time, through this mission, scientists will also do research on moonquakes occurring on the surface of the moon. Similar to the occurrence of earthquakes on the Earth, the vibrations on the surface of the moon are called moonquakes. Chandrayaan-3 will land on the lunar surface between 23 and 24 August. Significantly earlier, India's Chandrayaan-2 mission could not be completely successful. Contact with the lander Vikram was lost just 2.1 kilometers before the soft landing on the moon. However, after 4 years of Chandrayaan-2, India has launched Chandrayaan-3 mission. India's first moon mission was launched in the year 2008. After soft landing on the moon, India will become the 4th country in the world to do so. Significantly, before India, America, China and Russia have achieved this feat. The recent death of a cheetah in Kuno National Park once again made headlines. These are the cheetahs that were brought to India from Namibia and South Africa. A total of 8 cheetahs have died so far. However, till now the clear reason for the death of these cheetahs has not been revealed. But it is believed that these cheetahs are dying due to the radio collar tied around their neck. Radio collar is a device equipped with a GPS, that is Global Positioning System facility. Through this device, the activities of the animals are monitored. Since wound marks are observed on the neck of the cheetahs found dead. Therefore, the Cheetah Task Force cited septicemia caused by the use of radio collars as the cause of the cheetah's death. According to them, abnormal behavior and humid weather with the use of radio collars could lead to infection. Septicemia is a serious blood infection. It is said that due to the presence of moisture in the outer part of the body of animals for a long time, the infection starts. Later, this condition takes the form of septicemia. Because of not getting treatment at the right time, animals even die. However, there is no scientific evidence to date that radio collars are the reasons behind the deaths of cheetahs. Let us tell you that radio collar is being used in India for about 25 years. It is being used on many animals including elephant, leopard and cheetah. Recently, Prime Minister Narendra Modi was on a visit to Abu Dhabi. During this, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and UAE President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed signed 2 MOUs. The first MOU between the Reserve Bank of India and the Central Bank of the UAE pertains to the use of national currencies for payments. Now, both the countries will make trade payments in their domestic currency. Significantly, the national currency of India is rupee and the national currency of UAE is dirham. Under the second MOU, both the central banks will cooperate in linking India's UPI, that is Unified Payments Interface, with UAE's Instant Payment Platform. The UPI IPP link will enable users in both the countries to make faster, safer and lower cost payments. Under the MOU, a local currency settlement system will be developed to promote the use of the rupee and the dirham. The settlement will cover all current account transactions and capital account transactions. The LCSS system will enable exporters and importers to make payments in their respective home currencies and enable the development of the INR UAED foreign exchange market. Significantly, India is the second largest trading partner country of UAE. In the year 2022-23, UAE was India's third largest trading partner country. For your information, let us tell you that UAE is India's third largest energy supplier country. Apart from this, it is also the second largest export destination country of India. India mainly exports food grains to UAE. In the year 2022, bilateral trade between the two countries has increased to $85 billion. Apart from this, both countries issued a joint statement on the need for quick action under UNFCCC and Paris Agreement to deal with the crisis of climate change. In this joint statement, the top leaders of both the countries committed to work jointly on mitigating climate change, decarbonization, clean energy. Let us inform you that in the year 2023, UAE will host the COP28 conference. Recently, Niti Aayog released National Multidimensional Poverty Index 2023. This year, the theme of the index is a progress review. This report has been prepared on the basis of data for the period 2015-16 and 2019-21. Let us tell you that a total of 707 administrative districts of 36 states and union territories have been included in this study. According to Niti Aayog, 13.5 crore people have been freed from multidimensional poverty in these 5 years. According to the report, the number of multidimensional poor in India was 24.85% in the year 2015-16. Whereas in 2019 to 2021, the number decreased to 14.96%. In the last 5 years, a decline of 9.89% has been recorded in the number of such poor. With this, poverty in urban areas fell from 8.65% to 5.27%. Poverty in rural areas has come down from 32.59% to 19.28%. The report also shows that the most rapid reduction in the multidimensional poverty ratio has occurred in the states of Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha and Rajasthan. The maximum decline has been recorded in Uttar Pradesh. In this state, 3.43 crore people have been freed from this poverty. After this, 2.25 crore people in Bihar have come out of poverty. Let us tell you that the National Multidimensional Poverty Index is mainly prepared on the basis of 12 parameters like health, education and standard of living. This includes nutrition, child and adolescent mortality, maternal health, years of schooling, school attendance, cooking gas, sanitation, drinking water, electricity, housing, assets and bank accounts. Recently, the World Health Organization has shared a report related to vaccination in India. According to the report, India has registered an increase in the coverage rate of the third dose of DPT-3, that is diphtheria, pertussis and tetanus vaccines. In the year 2022, the coverage rate of DPT-3 vaccine in India is 93%, which was 91% in 2019. At the same time, in the year 2021, after the COVID pandemic, the DPT-3 vaccine coverage rate in India was just 85%. If we talk about India's neighboring countries, according to WHO, Sri Lanka's DPT-3 vaccine coverage rate in the year 2022 was 98%. On the other hand, Nepal has 90% DPT-3 coverage rate, Bhutan has recorded 98% and Maldives 99% coverage rate. Apart from this, the WHO has said that the number of children deprived of vaccination has increased due to inequalities in vaccination coverage. This poses a risk of spreading measles, diphtheria, and other vaccine-preventable diseases. Let us tell you that diphtheria is mainly caused by Corynebacterium diphtheria bacteria. Pertussis, on the other hand, is a highly contagious respiratory infection caused by the bacterium Bordetella pertussis. It is also known as whooping cough. Tetanus is mainly caused by the tetanus bacterium Clostridium tetani. India's UIP, that is Universal Immunization Program, is one of the largest public health programs. It targets about 2.67 crore newborn babies and 2.9 crore pregnant women annually. Mission Indradhanush scheme was launched in the year 2014 to accelerate the vaccination coverage. Under this, all children below the age of 2 years and pregnant women are vaccinated against 7 life-threatening diseases. This includes diseases such as tuberculosis, poliomyelitis, hepatitis B, diphtheria, whooping cough, tetanus, and measles. However, later with the inclusion of vaccines against diseases like measles, rubella, rotavirus, this number has increased from 7 to 12. Vaccines against Japanese encephalitis are also provided in selected states. Recently, the United Nations has said in its report that AIDS can be eradicated by the year 2030. It has been told in the report that there has been a significant reduction in the death due to AIDS in the world. However, the report claims that poverty and gender inequality remain barriers to achieving the 2030 target. According to the report, around 70% of people living with HIV globally will have reduced viral load by 2022. HIV viral load refers to the number of HIV virus present in the body. The number of viruses is checked through a blood test. Countries like Botswana, Eswatini, Rwanda, United Republic of Tanzania, and Zimbabwe have achieved the 95-95-95 target. The first 95 in the 95-95-95 target means that 95% of people living with HIV know their HIV status. Second, 95% of the victims are taking life-saving ART, that is antiretroviral therapy. Third, 95% of victims are receiving treatment, reducing the number of victims. According to the UN, the number of people taking antiretroviral treatment worldwide has increased almost fourfold. In the year 2010, where 7.7 million people were taking ART, in the year 2022, their number has increased to 29.8 million. According to the World Health Organization, by the end of the year 2022, about 33 million to 46 million people were suffering from HIV infection. On the other hand, if we talk about India, there had been a decrease in the prevalence of HIV at the national level in the country by 2021. According to statistics, by the year 2021, the number of people suffering from HIV in the country was estimated to be around 24 lakhs. In the same year, about 42,000 people also lost their lives. Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, and Karnataka had the highest number of patients suffering from HIV. Let us inform you that AIDS is a deadly disease. AIDS, which is caused by the infection of HIV, that is human immunodeficiency virus. This virus is spread through blood or physical contact with an infected person. After HIV infection, the immunity of the person starts decreasing. AIDS has not yet been completely cured. Every year, December 1st is observed as World AIDS Day. The celebration of this day was started in the year 1988. The purpose of celebrating this day is to increase the awareness of people about HIV. Recently, Niti Aayog released Export Preparedness Index 2022. Niti Aayog Vice Chairman Suman Berry released this index. All the states and union territories of India have been ranked in this report. This is the third edition of this report. According to the report, most of the coastal states have performed well. In this index, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Karnataka, and Gujarat are ranked first, second, third, and fourth respectively in the Export Preparedness Index across the country. On the other hand, Lakshadweep is placed at the bottom of this report. Under this index, export preparedness is also checked at the district level in every state. This index performs a comparative analysis of export preparedness among states and union territories, which fosters competition within the country. Significantly, the report presents a comprehensive analysis of India's export performance in financial year 2022, as well as its sector-specific and district-level merchandise export trends. The report evaluates the performance of states on the basis of 4 pillars: policy, business ecosystem, export ecosystem, and export performance. Recently, the World Health Organization has issued an alert regarding CCHF, that is Crimean Congo hemorrhagic fever. It is an infection spread by an insect called tick. The mortality rate in CCHF ranges from approximately 10% to 40%. According to the latest information, due to climate change and rising temperature, this infection is spreading rapidly. Animals like cattle, goats, sheep, and rabbits are mainly vulnerable to this infection. In humans, this disease is caused by infected ticks. Apart from this, a person can also become a victim of this disease by coming in contact with the blood of infected animals. The sweat, blood, and saliva of an infected person with CCHF can also spread the infection to another person. Symptoms of the disease include fever, dizziness, pain in the muscles, neck, head, and eyes, and sensitivity to light. Symptoms like vomiting, diarrhea, abdominal pain are seen in the early stages of the disease. Due to not getting treatment at the right time, the patient dies. However, there is no vaccine yet available to prevent this disease. According to the US Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, climate change contributes to the spread of diseases in several ways. This includes an expansion of ticks and other pests in warmer temperatures. Cases of CCHF infection used to be found in parts of Africa, the Middle East, and Asia, but at present the disease is spreading in Europe also. So far, cases related to this infection have been reported in countries like Spain, Russia, Turkey, and Britain. Whereas in India, CCHF patients have been found in Rajasthan and Gujarat. Last month, a person had also died due to this infection in Gujarat. Recently, Black Sea grain deal expired on 17 July. On the other hand, Russia also declined to extend it. In fact, Ukraine is an important food supplier of the world, but ever since Russia invaded Ukraine and took control of Ukraine's exports, food supplies from Ukraine were disrupted. As a result, the price of food grains started rising all over the world, and there was a shortage of food grains in poor and low-income countries. To solve this problem, on July 22, 2022, Turkey and the United Nations launched the Black Sea Grain Initiative. Russia had given conditional permission for this initiative. Significantly, under this initiative, food grains were being exported from 3 ports of Ukraine: Odessa, Kronomorsk, and Yuzhny, located on the Black Sea. Let us tell you that under this initiative, Ukraine exported about 32 million tons of wheat and maize. But now Russia is opposing this initiative. In fact, Russia alleges that due to sanctions imposed by Western countries, Russia is not able to export its agricultural products and fertilizers. However, Western countries have not directly imposed sanctions on Russia but have imposed sanctions on export payment platforms, insurance, shipping, etc. Apart from this, Russia also alleges that it had been given permission to export food grains to Ukraine to maintain global food security. But Ukraine is exporting food grains to high and middle income countries instead of poor countries. Let us now look at the 5 questions based on the bulletin. Questions for this bulletin are: first question is, with reference to the committee designation of senior advocates, consider the following statements. 1. There will be a total of 5 members in this committee. 2. The committee will be headed by the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. 3. This committee will meet twice a year. How many of the above statement or statements is or are correct? Only 1, only 2, all 3, or none. Next question is, with reference to Crimean Congo hemorrhagic fever, consider the following statements. 1. It is an infection spread by an insect called tick. 2. This infection is mainly found in Europe and North America. 3. Symptoms like vomiting, diarrhea, abdominal pain are seen in the initial stages of this disease. How many of the above statement or statements is or are not correct? Only 1, only 2, only 3, or none. Next question is, with reference to Chandrayaan-3 mission, consider the following statements. 1. Chandrayaan-3 will land on the lunar surface between 30 and 31st July. 2. India will become the 5th country to make a soft landing on the lunar surface. 3. America, China, Russia, and Japan have done soft landing on the moon. How many of the above statement or statements is or are correct? Only 1, only 2, all of the above, or none. Next question is, with reference to the National Multidimensional Poverty Index 2023, consider the following statements. 1. This report is issued by the Ministry of Home Affairs. 2. This year the theme of the index was a progress review. 3. About 13.5 crore people were moved out of the multidimensional poverty in a period of 5 years in India. How many of the above statement or statements is or are correct? Only one, only two, all of the above, or none. Last question is with the reference to Export Preparedness Index 2022. Consider the following statements. 1. It is issued by Niti Aayog. 2. This is the 4th edition of this report. 3. Gujarat has secured the first position in the index. 4. Karnataka ranks last in the index. How many of the above statement or statements is or are correct? Only one, only two, all three, or none. Recently, the official brochure of the Global Maritime India Summit 2023 was unveiled in Mumbai. This conference will be held from October 17 to 19. More than 30 countries are expected to participate in it. The summit will be organized by the Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways. The event aims to create an international platform for key policy makers and industry leaders to showcase the latest technology and emerging trends in the maritime sector. This will be the 3rd edition of this conference. Recently, the United States handed over 105 smuggled antiquities to India. The agreement between the two countries for the return of the artifacts was signed during Prime Minister Narendra Modi's state visit to the US last month. These 105 artifacts represent a wide geographical spread in terms of their origin in India. Of these artifacts, 47 are from Eastern India, 27 from Southern India, 22 from Central India, 6 from Northern India, and 3 from Western India. These artifacts date from 2nd century AD to 19th century AD and are made of terracotta, stone, metal, and wood. About 50 of these artifacts have religious significance. India and Mongolia are conducting joint military exercise in Ulaanbaatar. Its name is Nomadic Elephant 2023. Troops from the Jammu and Kashmir Light Infantry Regiment of the Indian Army and troops from Mongolian Armed Forces Unit 084 are participating in the exercise. It started on 17th July and will end on 31st July. This is the 15th edition of this joint military exercise. Rajya Sabha Chairman Shri Jagdeep Dhankar has nominated 50% women in the panel of vice chairpersons. This is the first time in the history of Rajya Sabha that women members have got equal representation in the panel of vice chairpersons. Significantly, the purpose of the government behind doing this is to promote gender equality. At the same time, all the women members nominated in the panel have been elected as MPs for the first time. Recently, the Surat Diamond Bourse, located in Surat, Gujarat, replaced the Pentagon in the United States of America as the largest office complex. This office established in Surat reflects the dynamism and growth of the diamond industry there. The purpose of building such a huge complex established Surat as a major center of diamond trade. Recently, on July 19, Minister of State for Communications Shri Dev Singh Chauhan inaugurated the Regional Office of Universal Postal Union. The Universal Postal Union coordinates postal policies among member countries in addition to a single worldwide postal system. In the inauguration, India has announced that it will contribute $2 lakh over a period of 4 years for the development of the Universal Postal Union through the Asia Pacific Postal Union. Its objective is to strengthen the postal sector and promote modernization of the postal system. According to Dr. Jitendra Singh, Minister of State for Space, the total capacity of nuclear power installed in the country at present is 7,480 megawatts, which includes a total of 23 nuclear power reactors. At the same time, in 2022-23, the share of nuclear power in the total electricity generated in the country was about 2.8%. Dr. Jitendra Singh also said in this regard that nuclear power capacity will increase to 22,480 megawatts by the year 2031 as soon as the projects under construction are completed. Recently, Indian Union Steel Minister Shri Jyotiraditya Scindia and Japan's Minister of Industry Mr. Nishimura Yasutoshi have held a bilateral meeting on economic development and low carbon transition in the steel sector. In the meeting, both countries decided to support cooperation between the public and private sectors. The main objective of this meeting is to develop the global steel industry and achieve net zero goals. Along with this, new technology has to be promoted to increase energy efficiency through steel dialogue and other cooperation programs. Recently, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been conferred the Grand Cross of the Legion of Honor, the highest civilian and military honor of France. Narendra Modi has become the first Indian Prime Minister to receive this honor. Before the Indian Prime Minister, this honor has been received by great personalities like former South African President Nelson Mandela, King Charles. Let us tell you that this is the 13th international honor of PM Modi. Prior to this, he has received other awards like Order of the Nile by Egypt in June 2023, the Grand Companion of the Order of Logohu by Papua New Guinea in May 2023, Companion of the Order of Fiji in May 2023. Recently, Indian Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman and Indonesia Finance Minister Mulyani Indrawati announced the launch of India-Indonesia Economic and Financial Dialogue. This dialogue will not only deepen bilateral relations between India and Indonesia, but also contribute to the broader economic and financial stability of Southeast Asia and the world. Recently, Henley Passport Index 2023 was released. The index covers 199 different passports and 227 different travel destinations. This year, Singapore has secured the first position. At the same time, 3 countries have secured the second position in the index, which are Germany, Italy, and Spain. India has secured 80th position this year with a jump of 7 places. The index is issued by Henley and Partners.